Teddy, we've got you a new little friend. You ready to see him? Yeah?
Ted?
Don't, look, it's not a carrot. Don't bite his ear. Don't bite his eyeball.
Is that filming or something?
He's having a good sniff. Ted.
Not moving much, Rebecca.
He looks like a wig.
It does.
So welcome to today's video. I'm going to do the commentary now because most of the audio for these videos we filmed for so long, and I was just either talking to the guinea pigs or talking to my mum, or my mum was coming out saying, "Are you recording?" Or she's making herself a cup of tea, you know. So it's better if I just talk over it, but you guys can see how they get on. The initial impression was really good. It looks like he's going up there and like nibbling him, but he's literally not. All he's doing is like sniffing him and cleaning him, like quite a lot of cleaning him. I was really surprised actually, because if you ever saw when Peewee and Teddy first met, Peewee was actually scared of Teddy, whereas this is like Teddy was just getting all in his face, but in a nice way, I think. And I'm going to ask you guys some of your opinions. If you are experienced with guinea pigs and you've bonded some before, I'd like a little bit of feedback from you guys, what you think about the behaviour. And I'll go through it in a minute. But about the new guinea pig, so he's 9 weeks old. I've called him Dougal. So we have Ted and Dougal. I don't know how many people will get that reference. You might have to Google it. And we're not 100% sure on his breed, but it has been suggested that he might be a cross between a Sheltie and an Abyssinian. Abyssinians tend to have more, like, obviously they have rosettes, but they seem to have shorter hair and, you know, slightly rougher. Not as rough and coarse as a Rex, but not as long and silky as Dougal has. So he could be a cross. So some of the behaviour now that we saw, there was nothing like, there was no teeth chattering, no biting, nothing aggressive. It was almost like Teddy was just too loving, which sounds such a ridiculous thing. Like, it's not a bad thing at all. I think he was so happy and so excited, and he just wanted to snuggle him and clean him. He kind of turned into like an overbearing mum a little bit, and I don't think Dougal really knew what to do. And one thing you should know about Teddy is ever since he was a baby, ever since I've had him, he's loved to snuggle underneath a guinea pig. So I would have them both out, him and Peewee would snuggle up and he would tuck himself under Peewee. And even when he was bigger than Peewee, he still tried to do it because I think it's a comfort thing. And when you think about it, when baby guinea pigs are nursing, they go under their mum to get to the teats to feed, and I don't know if it's a comfort thing, but he just relaxes. And I think he tried to do that with Dougal quite a bit, but Dougal's still really small, so he was walking around looking like he was wearing a wig. So to me that looks like normal Teddy behaviour, like how he acts. But at the same time, I'm wondering, is it dominance? Is it him trying to shove him out the way? But that's why, if you guys have bonded guinea pigs before, if you can give me some feedback, I don't know how this looks, whether it looks good or bad. But for me, just knowing Teddy as he is, this is a kind of normal behaviour he does and he's always done. So there was that. There was also, he didn't want to like leave him alone. Like, he pretty much was a little bit too much in his face, but in a nice way. And then when we tried to put Dougal near food, because it's good when you're like introducing them to have food, he kept going around him in circles, and it was almost like he was blocking him from the food, which I thought, okay, that's a bit of dominance. But instead of me intervening, I thought, okay, let's see what the baby does, because he can hold his own. And he did sort of nudge Teddy a bit and go, you know, stop it. And then Teddy just led out, like completely what I would assume was submissive. But I don't know, maybe he was, I don't know, I really, honestly, I don't know if it was a submissive move. It looks like it doesn't look aggressive. But, yeah, he was just very, very excited and very affectionate towards Dougal. And they were out for ages, and eventually when I think Teddy pretty much wore himself out, I eventually put them in the hutch together. Everything was clean, so it's a neutral environment. And the only thing I forgot to take out was Teddy's bed, but we'll get to that in a minute. And I don't have any footage from the hutch because it was just too dark by the time I put them in. But yeah, basically Teddy wanted to hang around with Dougal all the time. And then he would nudge Dougal up the stairs to show him where, I assume he's showing him where to go, which is really sweet. But then he would try to tuck underneath Dougal at the top of the stairs. You can imagine me freaking out like, no, because the poor Dougal's going flying. But that was fine. Then I left them and came back and found, because I thought, oh goodness, I've left Teddy's bed in there, which he might be a bit, territorial about. And I found Teddy led next to it, and he'd let Dougal sleep on his bed. Like, I was just like, okay, this is just perfect. So that happened, that was good. I got them out together on my lap, they were all good. Teddy's kind of obsessed with sticking his head under or up Dougal's bum as well. And I think there was occasional attempting humping going on, which you have to let happen because once again they're establishing a hierarchy, and that's just guinea pig language. You wouldn't stop a dog sniffing another dog's butt. It's just how they communicate. And then the sweetest thing happens. So they have 2 separate feeding bowls. Obviously we need to move Dougal off of his food he's been on, and we're gradually getting him onto the food that Teddy eats in terms of pellets. So I put right at the bottom, I put Dougal's food, and right at the top of the 3-story hutch, we put Teddy's. So Teddy goes up for his normal food, and Dougal's downstairs, and then Teddy eats for a bit, like literally only a little few nibbles, goes all the way down to the bottom, looks for Dougal, nudges him up the stairs, the first set, nudges him up the second set, shows him where the food bowl is, and then Teddy leaves him with the food bowl and goes down and eats hay in the middle story of the 3-story hutch. So it was almost like he was showing him his food, and he literally just left him with the food. So first day of introduction, I think it's gone well. Hopefully Teddy just calms down a little bit, lets Dougal have some space. So far though, it's all done, all gone as good as it could be. Absolutely no aggression at all. So, whew, yeah, exciting day. And I will do an update when we've had them together for a little bit longer to see, how they're getting on and everything. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and thank you very much for watching.